we'll see about that. Hello everyone. At least the ad is showing, so that didn't happen before. That means it should be going smoothly. Oh, yep, we are definitely live. With a delay and everything. Awesome. So, welcome to Die For RPG. Not lawful stupid anymore. Almost went there. This is our first official pre-game banter with Great Lord D and Whimsy from two opposite parts of the world. One is from the southwest and one is from the northeast. So, yay. Or was it the other way around? Southeast and northwest? Either way. Like literally the other ends of the world, Scotland, New Zealand. And I'm just some guy living next door to Russia, so that's literally half the world. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I'm Worcester, and I'll be your game master today. In about 20 minutes, we'll start the official game. Now is a good time if you're in the chat to start asking silly questions and comment on the new layout, which is actually visible to the players for the first time in its full glory, assuming it will actually work. I already am seeing small mistakes that I can improve on between the sessions. Yes. Whimsy. Okay, nobody can hear you guys, so I need to check what's going on. Fudge. This is exactly why we are doing these things, so people. Okay. Now
check your
they should be
OBS.
here. Yeah, that was my mistake. I had changed some settings without changing them in the OBS, so now you can actually hear these two lovely birds over here.
Okay, can people hear us?
Yeah, testing.
Yeah, your sexy voices should be well on the way. Yay! Both are good. This is excellent. So yeah. Okay, so first of all, there is no monetization for this video, as we are not affiliate or partner with Twitch, so you can't subscribe or donate even if we have already prepared for those options.
Let's put on some nice, like, Cindy Lauper or... No, that'll be out of copyright. Something, I don't know, like Wiz Khalifa or something that is hot right now. I don't know what the youth of today listen to. And just have it on as a low, steady hum in the background, because...
So some music, eh?
Yeah, exactly, you know. Something nice and copyrighted.
So the elevator theme music.
Oh, yeah, man. Just put up like a screen grab of Mickey Mouse or some shit, you know? That'd be great.
Yeah, or we could go the classical route and start playing something like Star Wars on the background. There's no way Disney is not gonna bounce on that.
We could do sort of like Bach or Vivaldi or whatever. That's in sort of the common, is it not in the common licensing?
Or what's the Happy Birthday to You song?
I think it's actually copyrighted.
No. We can't afford that. We make money.
Happy Birthday's still copyrighted. I heard.
Yeah, it is. It is amazingly copyrighted by the Disney Corporation.
What?
Yes,
it's
by Disney.
I just got this image. There's a chap on the door. It's Mickey Mouse and Goofy there, going, "Where's the money?"
With the tire irons.
On sad news, Max Goof is no longer canon.
Oh no! Not Max Goof. He was
To
taken
those
down.
of you wondering, that would be Goofy's son from
Yeah.
the 90s series. I don't.
A Goofy movie.
Yeah, Goofy movie and the Goof series. This was pop in the 90s when everybody had a family, including Goofy, and you had the Donald Duck and the Louis doing the 90s uppity trio band.
This is a conspiracy by Disney to crush traditional family values, is what it is.
Yes, indeed.
Back to your list.
Thanks for that segue, boy.
Back to the studio.
We're gonna need a field
We can
pool
do talk
on
big
some
radio.
of these days. Set you guys up in the field, going somewhere. Yeah, I'm broadcasting today from the fields of Scotland. Behind me is the legendary castle. It's a castle at the shores of Loch Modan.
and coming south for our Antipodes point of view, we're patching in Mr. Whimsy.
Mr. Whimsy reporting in from the Shire.
Shire. That's deeply offensive, I'll have you know. Not all of us are under 3'6". At least 70% of the population. You only see this camera angle because I'm stacked up on about 15 textbooks. That's why you never get a shot below, down here.
A good comment for Flex Scanner is, who the hell did Goofy breed with? Even Donald Duck and Mickey didn't have their own children. So Goofy is the only one of those who actually got laid. Donald Duck has nephews, Scrooge has nephews, even Mickey has nephews. Goofy has a son.
Well, have you guys not heard? I don't know if you guys had like health science at your school or growing up, but you can only reproduce if you do it doggy style. So that's why.
Thanks, you spook. Thanks, Spooky. It's a good angle.
Do we put up the R18 stream thing?
You can see my magnificent
So the
collection
one-
and
No. And now we see the magnificent Goofy is now approaching the female. No, Goofy! No, Goofy! No! Not like that! Not like that! Oh, the humanity!
Oh no, man.
Think of the children! Think of the children!
You know what? No, on the internet there's an accurate reproduction of that somewhere.
Yeah. So, good news. Nowadays we have all of your guys' stats on the bottom left corner of the screen. They are rolling out and showing a little image. That's a placeholder stolen from somewhere in the internet until we can get a puppet artist hired or for free to do them. Or we can steal someone else's work. Who knows?
I think if we go and sequentially hit up artists and be like, hey bro, I want your shit for free, that will really endear us to them, because clearly the production of culture doesn't cost any money or time.
Exactly. On that note, I actually got a permission from the guys who make these things. I'm gonna show you. Else. Unfortunately, I had to make on my own, and you can see it from the quality. So maybe I'll hire a real artist to do a new overlay.
Worcester is in his impressionist phase at the moment.
Yes, I am making impressions.
Yeah, thankfully he's not onto his Jackson Pollock phase.
Yeah, that's only after 9 p.m. on weekdays. And
is that,
only in the bathroom.
And is that still like the Guardians of the Galaxy style? You have to have a UV light to see it?
I will neither confirm nor deny the facts in that statement.
He's not even gonna dignify that with a response. He is a man of breeding and standing. Look, do you know who his father is?
Do you?
No.
That's my mother. Maybe.
I know this one. It's Darth Vader, right? Yeah.
No. Yeah, the legend has it that it's the postman.
I'm sure. Don't worry, mate. I'm sure that is like a secret agent code name. They call him Postman.
Or is it mailman in England?
Oh
It's
no!
milkman,
If it's James Bond, right? It's technically the milkman.
Isn't it the Martini Man?
No, the Sean Connery before he became an actor was actually a milkman.
Wow. Imagine opening your fucking door at like 7 a.m. and seeing a young Sean Connery, arms bulging, delivering like 2 fucking crates of milk. My God.
I wouldn't blame my mother if my father was Sean Connery. At all. But I would wish there was DNA evidence of that.
Get him disinherited. Take the fortune. What is Twitch chat saying? I don't have my Twitch open because I'm a bad participant.
I haven't seen you in a while. Not since there was a comment on Goofy breeding and Donald didn't.
Excellent. They're keeping things.
Yeah, we scared them off.
Did you? Oh.
Now we can go for the really juicy stuff.
Okay.
Remember, no witnesses.
Yes. No
It's
witnesses.
either that or everyone that's currently on is actually part of the Femi or No Malone fan club, and they're going.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have Zimmy here, so the amount of war crimes should go down by a statistically significant margin.
Actually, peace might have a chance for once.
Like the fucking psychic mafia is gonna roll around and kill everyone. Jesus, man.
It's like, or. Oh, that was hilarious.
And other intellectual properties, we know how to deal with those guys, you know?
Is that a reference to 40k by any chance?
Yeah, yeah.
On the good news, I heard an unsubstantiated rumor that the guy who was going to make us music while we were in the Lawful Stupid show, when we still were a Lawful Stupid show, I believe he's still interested in making us music, even though we are no longer affiliated with those guys.
What a top person.
Yeah. Probably because the guy is a Babylon 5 fan, so he's like, oh, hey, I still want to make
Chris.
that. Yeah, Chris is an awesome person, fun guy to talk with, has a nice voice and does good music. If you want to hear his music, go to lawfulstupid.com and lawfulstupidrpg.com. Yes.
Yeah.
And you can find one of the, I think Eudora has his soundtracks, not Hemlora yet, but Eudora.
I think there was also one of his was on the Guardians also, I think, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Zimmy is not here to answer questions about the Guardians, so I can't have that. To Architect of Tears, yes, we are always drunk on this channel. Cheers!
I actually check if I have beverage in the fridge. To be fair, it is 9 a.m. here, so I try not to drink before 12.
So you're still drunk instead of again?
Maybe from last week. I had a big weekend last weekend. I was telling these guys, it was basically meant to end. I was meant to go back to my course of study and being a functional adult come about 10 o'clock Monday morning. I stumbled back to my apartment mid-Tuesday afternoon. and the week has just sort of compressed in terms of things from there.
Basically, for the way poor Whimsy has described it, it was all of the Hangover films mixed together.
Yeah.
Bye bye, Spooky. See you later.
Unfortunately, we didn't make several $1 billion internationally, so. But no, it was good fun. But I did miss being here and doing this. So it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. Like I told you before, I've had withdrawal symptoms for the entire 2 weeks we've been apart. Mainly because I knew we wouldn't see for 2 weeks. And then last Saturday I was just where are my players? I miss them.
Good. You're like an empty nester. Like an empty nester when your kids have left home, you're like, where are my players? Everything is so quiet and orderly. Why do I feel so sad all of a sudden?
Why do I have all this free time on a Saturday evening? What is wrong with my life? Yeah. Such is life, and this week we'll see how long we're gonna make. We are no longer limited by the lawful stupid community, where we had only the slot of 3 hours, and then Hemlora is gonna kick in, and now we can just ignore those guys, and we'll keep this game going as long as we can. Probably we are still gonna stick to the 3 hours because we're just used to that thing. But well, we'll see. Also changes we're gonna be making is that we probably going to be taking breaks in this thing. We're just gonna go on, see how it feels. Couple of 5-minute breaks here and there when we need it. That was something I actually was sort of missing at times. Like, I need to go to the toilet. I've been here for 3 hours. Whimsy went somewhere. Oh, the screen is for 2 of us now. Yay! Let me see. Yeah. Adjust the camera a bit to get me more center stage. Yeah. How's that? Let's go the other way around. Do this.
Yeah.
I look less sexy now, but I can do it.
I was just waiting for, like, I'm sexy and I know it to kick in the background, you know?
I'm sexy and I know. Yeah.
Right.
So, we still have a few minutes until the show.
Yep.
Yay, some topics. Yeah, Whimsy will be right back. He's prepping some things, so he will look sexy for the actual show. My.
Where's that George Takei gift when you need it?
Oh my. I think I have it nailed down. Ooh my.
Yeah. I just love like when George Takei was actually on The Big Bang Theory, where they were literally it's like Howard's actually going and say, I'm confused, and it's like making it sound like he for a brief second he's talking about being potentially gay, and it's like George Takei going, oh, I know about that. It's like all these.
Yeah, to the commenters, yeah, this is exactly why I'm going with the single screen. I kind of like the aesthetic that this is a comms window. You are actually using a program, and you have this window in, and you have this additional info bar open, so you can see what's going on. Like you were on Babylon 5 itself, and using one of the Babylon 5 communication terminals, calling us. But unfortunately, your mic isn't working. Ours is, and you're just gonna have to live with it.
Yep. You have to suffer. Just out of curiosity, is people actually chatting? Because I'm not seeing it on my chat.
Yeah, there is people chatting.
Hold on.
You may need to refresh your window.
Yeah, I might have to.
Yeah. Ooh, 2 more minutes. Hope Whimsy is back in time. Not
Of course.
Not that it's matter of minutes nowadays, but we are already online. We're here. We'll be entertaining our guests until we can start the game proper. We actually have something planned for just these two people. Oh, these two people. Yeah. I need to actually get that down. These two. Yes. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
We who are about to die, salute you.
So yeah, I just went and got more coffee. You guys may be under the impression from previous episodes that our ship runs off high interest secured loans and criminality, but it actually runs off coffee.
Yeah, your wish it runs on coffee. It's actually coffee substitute that it runs on.
Runs on antimatter, does it not? I'm not actually sure about the Babylon 5 ship phasing technology. So if someone wants to
fusion
elaborate on
reactors.
Fusions and it's fusion reactors and so forth.
Yeah. Fusion is the main power source. There's still fission reactors going on somewhere, but mainly fusion. Other than that, yeah, it's fusion powered engines and hyper gates, or hyperspace gates, or jump points. Jump point generators like you have on your ship, which is nice.
Yes.
Courtesy of who shall not be named.
Yes, courtesy of some spirit animal. Oh, sorry. Courtesy of Femi's spirit animal. Right, it's it's time.
It's the time.
Oh yeah.
It's the
Time to begin.
We are now officially live. Hooray. Alright then, welcome to Die for RPG. This is our first official game, and it's Babylon Project Episode 9, Sins of the Past. This week we will only have 2 players. Whimsy playing his iconic Wesley Zadora, and Great Lord D playing his magnificent Centauri officer Landas Cortas. Yeah, I was getting mixed up there.
Oh mate, don't lose your voice.
It's
Yeah,
falling
just
right
forget it.
there, down there. Landas Cortas, so that's the name I should be pronouncing. Also nice placeholder images. Yay. Hope you like the new interface. Actually overlay interface. Yep. It works as an interface because this is a Babcom station, as you can clearly see. Yay!
It's not my immersion is ruined. My immersion is ruined.
Yeah, good for you. Alright, so last week we had some occurrences happening around Babylon 5 as our crew entered the station's orbit. Unfortunately, those memories seem hazy to our heroes, as there is a certain darkness in their minds. Heavy footsteps fall, and suddenly their carcasses are tossed across the room and onto a hard metallic surface. A door is closed, and as they slowly regain consciousness, they notice that they are surrounded by their crew. This is clearly one of the staterooms of Jacaranda, but one of those that were not in active use. All of the crew is present and accounted for, with the exception of Femi and Noah that are not present. In there is Dujar, who seems to be beaten and bruised, quite obviously, huddled in, laying down on the floor, barely breathing. As is Freja, whose white blood runs on his belly and down on the floor, on the hardwood floor that you so much worked on getting. Oh no, this is the standard room, so never mind. the good room has the hardwood floors. Fear seems. Fear, your Astrogator seems to be well-ish. No obvious wounds, but is unconscious, and so is Miana Vesa, the other Centauri crew member, your engineer. And yourselves are dizzy, but you are slowly regaining what you deem as consciousness.
What's the meaning of us?
Well, I would have said it was a big night if it wasn't for the rest of the crew in their condition. Someone has taken the ship and locked us up. Pirates, creditors.
Hold on, creditors?
I know. Look around at the crew. Is anyone else conscious?
Yes, Freja actually coughs consciously,
Freja.
holding the guts in on his belly. Sort of gesture. There is not wound big enough for that, but clearly that's the instinctual motion to press on the wound to prevent the white blood from flowing. As a minor detail, you notice that his knuckles are also bloodied in red.
I will take off. Am I wearing my uniform? My captain's dress uniform?
Yes.
Okay, I will take off my shirt and give it to him to try and staunch the blood flow.
Yeah.
And just sort of check his consciousness level as I do so. Freja, my good man. Yeah.
That is Captain. They came. I couldn't stop them. There was some sort of gas. The fear got knocked unconscious by it, and I managed to withstand it. But when the Narn came in, and I managed to lock down the ship controls before they took me out. But it was one heck of a battle. Would have won if they didn't shoot me.
You just sit there, my man. Just rest, right? We're locked in our own cells on our ship. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
Was
Good
I?
point. I forgot you had cells, so they locked you up in those.
On that note, I'm assuming we know the override for ourselves, if that's the case.
Yep. You do know the override codes, especially as the captain and primary owner. Your codes are the top-notch codes that should unlock everything. Assuming you can provide your personal codes yourself. There is detection systems in place that can be circumvented with time and effort, or if somebody is good enough hacker, quicker.
Right. Landas, my man, get everyone up and about, and we'll make a break for it. Are you ready?
Right. I'm just actually looking at. I'm leaning over to Gar, and I'm trying to actually shake him. There, is he actually any indication that he's going to be waking up, or is he out of it?
He's definitely breathing, not breathing.
So he's breathing, but he's unconscious. There.
Yeah. Well, but he's he wakes up after the shaking, and his hands go in grabbing motion towards Landas's throat.
Yeah,
throat, and it takes a couple of seconds. So no, my apologies.
No.
There was some sort of gas leak. I tried to locate it, and suddenly I was ambushed by a group of my own, and they. Yes. Sorry, I couldn't stop them.
Take a moment. Help me with the others when you can.
Yeah, he gets up, and meanwhile the two Centauri are taking breaths and sitting up. What is going on? Where are we? Why are we in the cells? Captain,
Yes.
Landas, what is going on?
We've been taken by some Narn, who have gassed our ship and are clearly looking for something. Look, now that we're all awake, we're gonna break out. You have to follow me and trust me. I have the captain's override for the ship's cells, and we will make a break for the weapons locker in the cargo bay. And once we're there, we'll eject these invaders. Is everyone with me, awake and committed? If anyone wants to stay here in the cells and try their luck, I won't hold it against you. But so I'd like to roll leadership, I guess, to inspire my crew.
Before you get all that way, the cell main doors open, and into the corridor between the cells walks in a Centauri with two Narn behind him, and you do recognize Dr. Soran Virini anywhere. He is holding your precious gun in his hands. Like a trophy, going like, Captain Zadora, or should I say Thief Zadora. About time I got my hands onto you. I will make sure you will not live to regret what you did to me, what you did to my career. It's only a shame you spent the charge on this gun, otherwise I would have used it on you the moment I saw you. The moment after I got the gun, that is. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until I have recharged it. And possibly, for the moment, we have taken you off of the Babylon 5 security grid. No need to leave any evidence of corpses behind. But I suppose dumping you into hyperspace will not hurt me at all. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, because I'm a traditionalist and I do believe in even villain monologues.
Cause you're a fool.
Yes, says the Navy failure. The forever ensign. It just the type I would expect Zadora to hang out with. Now, if you try and escape these cells, there is a company of my friends over here. He points to the Narns who look at the Centauri with a sort of like they are bodyguards, not liking the guy who they're protecting, but hey, it's a job.
Yeah.
You do it because you do it.
I'm just looking at the Centauri. I'm going, yes, you're held in so much esteem on the homeworld that you have to have Narn behind your back.
Yes. It is surprising what kind of enemies you have made. I would have never guessed I'd be working with a Narn until I heard you guys actually went ahead and made an enemy of a gangster. That was just too precious. Now, why don't you simmer in while I go and prejudges beauty. Bye. And he waves in a victorious smile and walks out, leaving you to simmer in your fate. Fate, the non-bodyguard, following him and flicking you guys the non-version of the bird.
Right. We
The
don't
bird
have
is a
any
word.
mercenaries to chat with.
The nuns are
they're gone.
conveniently
Right.
leave you to the cells on your own measures. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of the cells is that there are no receptors here to accept your commands. So you can't get out that way. You'll have to get more creative.
Well, I wish I could say this was a surprise, but I'm just surprised that Zarini found the backers and the people to both find us this fast and do something about it.
How do you know him?
Well, I suppose now is time for a story. It's not like we're gonna be going anywhere fast.
Yes. Quite.
You remember that weapons project the two of us worked on back in the day when we first met?
You mean you worked on, you befriended me, and I was just drinking my sorrow, and you asked me for a few favors at the time which I didn't understand about.
Now is the no time to be casting recriminations, but yes.
I think maybe now is the time to be casting recriminations, because I've been meaning to ask you about a certain weapon that you used and that I covered up for you in regards to security from Babylon 5.
Well, all I can say is I'm surprised that he's working with the Narn. I mean, mercenaries, but I doubt the Narn government is behind this. Given, let me put it this way: any sort of joint Centauri Earth Alliance weapon technology can only turn out poorly for the Narn in the long run. And I think historically it's understandable if the Earth Alliance doesn't trust the Centauri with weapon technology transfer. We needed it in the Minbari War and you didn't give it to us. So it's only understandable that
You bought
patriot,
it from
a patriot
Narn.
like myself would take it upon themselves to bring the fruits of research back to Earth Alliance government and Earth Alliance interests. Can you hold it against me?
Is this nice flowery speech for you? You took a 5-finger discount on something that was shiny, that was in front of you.
I like to think I have less base motives than that.
Yeah. How many times have I heard we need to defray the costs?
That's purely to keep this enterprise running. This ship and what we're achieving for ourselves and for Earth interests goes beyond the mere financial. It goes into the patriotic and glorious.
And how's that been working out for you?
Well, martyrdom has a long and proud history in Earth tradition.
Generally,
say that-
martyrdom requires you to be dead. You're quite alive at the moment.
I'd like to say that Zarini won't get away with this, but I'm fairly confident in the long run he won't survive this.
I'm just gonna actually turn my attention to the door as he's saying this, and it's like I'm just looking at it and I'm just going, Miana, Dagar, how strong is the locking mechanism on these doors?
Well, sir, we did make them secure enough for you to transport any fugitives you desire. The only way to open the doors would be through the console in the at the guard's desk.
Which is outside the corridor.
Well, there is a console on the inside of the door we could use, but unfortunately it's outside of the cells, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so our cell door, is it like a solid cell door, or do we go for the traditional bar look? Because we're foolish and narratively probing.
Yeah. The rule is, if I haven't described it, it is up to you.
Okay, who's our smallest crew member?
Freja.
Freja. Okay, how big is
Freja
Freja's
or Miana?
arm? One were to reach around.
Yeah, well, unfortunately the bars are too close for even your thinnest member to try and squeeze through on their own. Though there is an idea.
An idea? Yes, go on. Tell me more.
Miana is. If we can hit the bioreader with some biological material from the captain, we could be able to initiate voice command.
How far's the bioreader?
I would estimate 2 meters.
Oh. Can people turn away, please?
Oh dear.
And I just start to undo the shirt, and I was like, please no one try to say anything. And I'm just trying to concentrate and.
Do you need help with that?
It's okay, man. We watch. You're a nervous pisser. We understand, man. We understand. It's an interspecies thing, you know.
Don't ask, and I won't tell.
Fear is looking away, and Duchar is embarrassed. Freja is what? What's going on?
Freja's like trying to hold his stomach.
Yeah, Freja is trying to hold his stomach in, but Miana is keeping distance, and well. So I suppose this is a sort of mental control check. So intelligence.
Yeah, it's a willpower test. Oh, come on.
Come on, you got it before.
You want to go a minute ago.
Oh.
That's what I love. This is such a highbrow campaign.
Helps if I hit. All right. Helps if I hit the right character sheet. Right. Intellect.
Yeah, proper character sheet will help.
Yeah. And we should have the rule. Ooh.
Oh, let me see. That should be showing, but I think okay. I just had the window minimized, so that's why it wasn't showing on the screen, on the stream yet. So yes, that is a rather smallish roll.
Whoa, that's harsh, man.
So while it is a feat of some extraordinary ability, a lone tentacle appears from underneath Landas's clothing and begins crawling along the floor towards the command console over on the other side. But unfortunately, it comes far too short. There's only 10 more centimeters or 4 inches to go before it is stretched too thin. It is unable to hold up on its own.
I'm literally like, I'm trying to like do everything, like twist and turn, and like I'm going with crap.
And,
right.
And as you squeeze closer and further, the tentacle moves inch and inch closer. Like it's almost there. The cell door opens.
Oh crap!
And there's a Narn that goes, no you don't.
I'm trying to retract it.
And he attempts to step on it before it gets away, but luckily for you, you get the whiplash effect as it goes back against you. Should have known the Centauri would try something like this. And
well, can you blame me?
Try that again. And I'll use a knife on it first.
I want to see you try. I don't think you have a knife big enough, Narn.
Landas, now, Landas, I understand it's sensitive, but let's not threaten our erstwhile captor. Look, I don't know who you are, but why are you helping Zarini? You know what faction he works for in Centauri space. Know what he was going to do with that weapon. Know the history between your empires.
Durog wants us to do this, and we will do this. It doesn't matter who he is, as long as the orders are in.
Sorry, who was that? I didn't hear who his like captain was or his boss.
Durog.
Okay. Streetwise roll. Do I recognize that name?
Go for it.
Okay.
That is with education.
Education, right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, 9.
Ah, yes. As you have had previous dealings with non-smuggling operations and such activities, Durog is a considerable influencer in the Narn society. He has a lot of pull and is actually a member of the Kari, which is the what you would call the upper house in England.
They're part of they're like they depend on what level
the
they
Senate.
are. The Senate, yeah.
A member of the Senate, and that is all you figure out with that. Yeah, or like Plinky says, the ruling council of the Narn regime. Thanks for that.
Would Zadora know what circle he's from?
Not with that. Only that he is a powerful member of the Kari.
Would you allow me to roll for my general knowledge of internal Narn politics? Because I am a political animal at heart, and also previously a relatively senior Earth Alliance government official with contacts, I imagine, with both the Centauri and the Narn.
You were actually in the administrative wing, so you were dealing with internal affairs, not the diplomatic affairs.
Right. Okay.
So I'll allow it, but it's going to be hard.
Okay, cool.
I'd say diplomat with
Diplomat?
education.
Yeah. Diplomat, education, intellect.
education.
Okay.
This is stuff you have picked up.
Okay.
That's a 6.
No.
So yeah, you don't know about the internal workings of the curry or the
Okay.
interconnected relations. But the fact that he has given orders to help a Centauri against another Centauri and humans, it means he's doing something big. That much you gather. Or there's something personal in it. So, one or the other.
So, so you're telling me that Durog is making a move of some kind? Well,
I'm not the one
guess
to
non-politics,
analyze what the boss does.
how rough.
Now, why don't you go play around with your Centauri and their things?
How about you come in here and say that to my face?
And yes, I do have the permission to use force if I deem necessary, but they really prefer that we don't have any corpses until we get out of Babylon 5 scanning range. So I will let you live until we have the opportunity to get rid of your noisy asses.
The Narn always talking to get out of a fight.
Yes. Now, lucky for you, I'm not one of the hurt heads who would just pick up a gun and shoot you where you are. Yeah. Well, but unfortunately, your company is not something I enjoy.
I think the feeling is mutual.
He walks up closer to the bars, leaning towards the center, leaning against them. So I'm here. What you going to do about it? he at this close up, he seems much bigger than the average Narn you've seen so far. Like, clearly he is chosen for this position with care.
What?
So
what
how
about your
much-
fellow countrymen?
So,
You're happy with wasting Dugar over there? Makes you happy to kill a member of your own race?
Someone who works with the Centauri is not someone I need to respect.
What is it? Do they understand, like, is irony a non-cultural construct, or no?
I work for Durog.
That's as it is.
And once we have the ship in our control, we can get rid of all the Centauri in it.
I want to see you
Glancing
try.
Easy enough. What are you going to do from there? Just easy as pie.
Just out of curiosity, I know he's big, but how much bigger than me is he?
Well, I would say he's about twice your weight.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be it. Alright. Right.
I thought as much. Old talk. Just so typical of the Centauri.
Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna wait till he starts to walk away, right? If he turns his back to me, I'm going to see if I can launch all 6 of my you know what.
Tentacles.
And literally wrap them around his throat.
You know, man, tentacle breath play is not something I think I get involved in at fucking 10 in the morning. You know, it takes a couple of drinks until about at least gets it at night. So.
This is getting clubbed. This is
This is PG-13 content, by the way.
Yeah, we're a family friendly stream.
This is for our BDSM audience, just for you.
Okay, that's clearly an intellectual.
I am hoping I roll quite well for this.
Fucking endurance roll.
You're gonna get a 1 tentacle for every point over 8.
Okay.
That's 4 tentacles that you're able to master for this task. Oh, this certainly is exciting for Landas. I think
I
he's
feel like
under
I'm
the
in a fucking in a magical realm here.
Because I think there is a section on the
Right, so suddenly 4 tentacles appear, all at the same time from Landas' underwear, straight up going towards this Narn, surprising him completely and pulling him against the bars. Now, Zadora, what is it that you do when you notice this?
When I notice this, how close am I to the bars? I assume I'm standing off to one side, sort of smirking in my best captain's.
So the Narn is in your hand reach. You're pretty much all in the same vicinity.
Okay. Do I wear any? Okay, I'm gonna assume I wear my medals of service on like my uniform.
Yep.
No? Yes? No?
Yes.
I can say yes. Okay, I'm gonna assume those medals come with like big pins because they're large medals. I'm a war hero. Do you know who my family is?
These are the large
That
ones,
also
and
gives
not the stripes.
Exactly.
You have the big
Exactly.
ones.
I want to take up a medal and just go for the neck. Like some Rambo shit.
Okay, roll me melee, please. I count this as a blade.
Watch my appendages.
I do not actually have melee trained. How the hell do I roll it?
Just do 2d6.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll 2d6, and it's what is it, like strength, dexterity? 2d6.
My argument is you're probably just going in to jab it in as hard as you can, so I would argue strength myself. Ugh.
I'm not a strong or dexterous man. My leadership qualities are why I'm captain, rather than my physical ability. It's too much sitting in the swivel chair. I get that shit in the gut.
So, you didn't have any blade skill?
No, I'm primarily art history and administration. You know, like if we were playing like museum curator, the traveller game, I'd be really good. But we're not. We keep getting into combat, unfortunately, which is not what I planned for.
It's funny, he's had a military career, but he never actually went and bothered to actually go, I've got the stress sword. I'll just make sure I never draw it ever at all and play.
He actually has it welded shut, so no one can use it against him.
Yeah. It's more about color coordination with the scabbard. That's really my forte, rather than actually using.
So as Zadora charges in bravely, he takes the pin out, stabbing it forward, and now this Narn seemingly is decorated with the Medal of Valor. It's stuck on his dress uniform, or on his leathery Narn uniform. It looks rather dashing on it, but sort of clashes with the red and the black. That gold doesn't really fit there. Not as shiny as it is.
Dagar, break his bloody neck.
Yes. This is the point where Landas and Narn get to do an opposing role.
How do we do grappling in the system? I love finding out how grappling works at different systems.
Traveler grappling is one of the easiest of the grappling systems I've seen. You actually roll your opposed checks, and the one who wins gets to do the damage. It doesn't matter whose turn it was.
That's actually nice.
Yep.
Why does not every single system that isn't like a mixed martial arts simulator use this?
I don't know, but this is rather ingenious as it goes. So
yeah, I'm just reading it right now. It's like...
Yeah? On that note, I probably should have grappling rules open somewhere. I'll trust you.
Alright. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's not good. Oh.
Snake eyes.
Yep. Yeah, it's safe to say he didn't roll snake eyes.
Yeah.
Can you push it? Can you? I might think of a different system.
I've just got this image. What's going to happen is he just pulls me in and pulls me into the bars or something like that.
Yeah, it's like he takes hold on all the 4 tentacles at the same time and pulls until Landas hits his head on the bars and takes 3 points of damage.
Yeah.
Luckily, you have healed since your last damaging encounter, so you're at full hit points. Oh, at full stats. Yeah, it was like several weeks, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
I agree, Blinking Pope, that no, it does actually look like Talia Savalas. I didn't know who the hell that was. I went and Google imaged it.
Yeah, I
He
have no
even
idea.
sounds like it. He's got that deep bass rumble of smoking 2 packs a day and drinking nothing but unfiltered whiskey.
Yes. Radio, those pictures down there, those are placeholders until we can actually steal real art. Buy real art, hire someone to make real art. For that, we'll need donations, and for that, we'll need to come up with some sort of donation plan that does not rely on Twitch. But hey, we'll get there when we get there. Now we'll just have fun. Okay, so...
We accept gold and traveller's checks.
Oh yeah, sent to PL Box at Worcester.com. So, no, just kidding. Landas is pulled in against the bars, and this is when Bujar charges in from behind to help with the grapple by getting his hands around the other Narn's throat as well. Though, unfortunately, there's also Landas tentacles in the way. So, Landas is in for a world of pain.
Dagar is like a small boy and gets +3 to all strength tests. If you'll check our notes, he's thick.
Yes,
That's
he does.
strong.
So, as he's helping you, Landas, for your next grapple check, you will get a +3 bonus from his painful help, but you also get 1d3 damage, which is 2 points of damage from the squeezing on your unmentionables. So,
Just up against the bars.
so it's a grapple check time. Go, go, go.
I get this feeling this actual bit of the section of the stream is going to be put on Vet Life or something like that.
That's good, man. Hey, look, you get your tentacle breastplate, I get my cockable torture. Everyone fucking wins.
Yeah, we're gonna be banned by Twitch before we make affiliates, so might as well go for pro.
I'll get that like a neck tattoo, banned by Twitch. I gotta be ruthless, man.
So, roll me that grapple check, will you?
Right, so what is it? Me doing the 2d6 again?
Yep.
There.
With strength or dexterity, your call. Or melee unarmed.
Let's have a look. I might have melee.
Oh, look at some of us with
Yes, you
reasonable
do.
combat skill.
I do have melee. I just don't.
It's at
have
0, so you don't get a penalty. So, let me just show you something. You rolled a 13,
Mhm.
and he rolled.
Oh, jeez.
His head it's like scanners. Like
Yep,
scanners.
that's a difference of 10 after his skill is added. So, well, but not really. You have 13 versus his. Well, anyway, the difference in rolls is 11. So I'll just go with you managing to just on the bar enough until he just slumps down on the ceiling next to your cell.
And I'm just gonna go. Oh, that's got the bruise.
Yeah, definitely.
I might be pissed off
poor-
with me.
Poor
I
Landas.
think bruising is the least of his concerns.
Miana comes to gently brush her fingers over Landas' shoulder.
Maybe not, my dear.
I'm so sorry. I will make sure to get you some lotion for those after we get.
Can you do a slightly higher pitch tone?
Sir, the console. It is waiting for your command. As you turn to look towards, there is like sign in by Landas Cortas.
Don't ask what biological matter went onto it.
This used to be a sensible, fucking, nice, dark, gritty science fiction stream, and that's what our viewers signed in for, and I blame the two of you. I deny all responsibility. I click the button. Right. Everyone, gather round. Here is... I use this responsibly, Landis. Here are the captain's codes. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. 87.
Captain, command.
That's my birthday.
Captain, authorization, command accepted. Well,
I'm just slowly doing up my shirt.
at this point, Freja is. What is that?
We don't talk about this to anyone outside of this room.
So, just the rest of the crew then.
Okay.
Femi and Noah do not need to know about it. I engaged this gentleman single-handedly in unarmed combat when he entered the cell.
Victorious. I guess
Exactly.
I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, that was the only thing I could think of.
Well, it is a good plan. It worked in your favor. I did not expect this, to be honest. I had forgotten
Only works up for
Centauri
your
had
Centauri.
those. I did not plan for this, honest.
This is my tribute to Londo Malari. You saw him just use one, I used 4. Whimsy will be back with us. He is just grabbing, I think, some juice. He's probably need to recaffeinate.
I think I need a drink after that. You knocked me out, baby.
Oh, God.
Yes, I need a cold shower. I feel so dirty now.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, Whimsy is at the moment adjusting the console after opening the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sorry. Zadora opens the cell doors with the voice command and moves to the console to fidget what he can do about the ship from here.
Yeah, absolutely. I am the captain, so I'm familiar with the ship controls. So what I'm angling here from my glorious GM is some sort of advantage on any roll I might make to fuck around with the system, which would be electronics, right?
Indeed.
And I have electronics computing. Champion. Would you give me a positive modifier? Right.
I will give you intellect.
Intellect. Champion.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
definitely. With Captain's access code, you get access to all the systems this device has access to. Unfortunately, though, even though you have the command codes, you can't overhaul the bridge from here. It's hard-coded into the system to only accept commands from the bridge. Even from
I'm
here.
too smart for me on good. Okay, I'm gonna assume that
And
we have a weapons.
yeah, the bridge overrides have been enabled, but you have access to cameras.
Okay.
You have the security cameras available.
While I am looking at the cameras, I'm going to direct the rest of the crew to go towards our arms lockers, because we're a ship in like a science fiction setting. We have arms lockers,
Yeah,
just like a real pirate ship.
It's called
Arr.
Noah's room.
Exactly. It's good Noah's room. For text purposes, it's actually a secure storage area, so we can write it down. But
Defraying those costs, aren't we? Defraying those costs.
Yes, for tax purposes only.
exactly.
Unfortunately, as you look into the security cameras, you notice that on the corridor nearby, there is unfortunately a Narn patrol.
Just the one. How many Narn do we see?
Yes, you go through the cameras and you spot a grand total of 3 more Narns in this ship, and the one, Centauri, who is currently in your quarters.
One Centauri.
Yes.
Free Narn!
He's drinking your fine brewery, and apparently fidgeting around with your fine Centauri.
I'm gonna roll a blood pressure check.
Go
ahead. That's a
Why-
do die for.
Yeah. While this is happening, I'll be literally. I've got like some like fancy, like basically, like a cravat. I'm just taking that off, and I'm actually tying it around the Narn's mouth to gag him there. I'm then going, Zadora, let's get him into the other cell and find something to tie him up with there.
Is Narn carrying a firearm of some description?
Yes.
That's the other thing. I'm stripping them of all weaponry.
Sir.
And the middle.
Why do we need to tie him down? We do have cells.
That's true. I like the irony.
We can just put him behind the bars and leave him there.
Yeah, I just don't want him moving around or trying to raise a ruckus, and so the quieter he is, to our advantage.
We could
kill him.
Or we could Or we could act fast before they notice.
No. I've got a special. I don't. We could, but I would rather humiliate
Look, Landas,
these gentlemen.
there's no time. Let's throw him in the cell. Get the other 3 Narn in there. Kill Zandari, and be on our way.
Virini.
What?
That's
Fuck, I've written it
Soran
wrong.
Virini. I should
As you
probably write
can
that
see,
down
stream, we have a very coherent and well-developed backstory. Yeah. I guess for narrative purposes, let's go do the thing. Also, Worcester, your beard, yes, it's glorious, but
Yes, I know. I
I'm
had
not
the,
sure I need the close-up, man. Like,
there
I
was
can
a
see
cat there,
the camera
unfortunately,
angle
so
that
I had
it's,
to,
it's quite impressive.
I had to give you a
Tentacle.
close-up of my dinner.
I don't even know what that means. I don't want to know.
You know,
I just
a
want to go
bearded
break out from
man
prison.
holds no secrets on his diet.
Right. Okay. Decision point, Landis. How are we going to do this? Do we want to go and get the gun? Shoot our way to the weapons locker and break in, or do we want to be stealthy? And do we want to split the party?
We're technically in Babylon 5 space,
Kitty.
and
Kitty.
we're the victims.
We are. We've always been the victims.
No, but
Despite
this
what
time,
Babylon 5 security might have you believe. Lies
this time, we are the victims. This is why I'm saying if anything happens, it's best maybe just to incapacitate to the best degree. Don't kill anyone. If we have to, we present it as self-defense, but everyone that we can keep alive, we keep alive, and we can present it as restraint on our end. If we execute them like Femi did the last bunch, that's what got us into trouble the last time.
We're on security tape, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Right.
Yes, while you're
Okay.
talking, the
Everyone with me?
while you're
the gun.
talking, the non-patrol goes into one of the rooms. More in particular, he goes into the bar.
One of them does.
Yes, there's only one patrol. 2 of them are in the engine room.
Oh, sorry, I thought there were 3 people
Yeah.
going around.
Sorry.
My mistake.
My apologies. I was misinforming you.
Everybody, quiet. Look, our one Narn is in the bar drinking. So, Malone's room, get the weapons. Get to the bridge. Take back our ship and bonuses for everyone. Inspiring speech. How's the rest of the crew doing?
Freja is still on the mend from wounds. Jar is strong, but you would say woozy. He's clearly taken a lot of beating. The 2 Centauri, though, are in peak condition, but neither of them is particularly strong fighters.
That's okay. We'll just give them a gun and have them lay down suppressing fire. Just, look, both of you know how to use a weapon. You point it at the enemy and you hold down the trigger. A child could do it.
Yes, certainly. I would be much more comfortable if I had one of those drones with guns. I am quite good with playing video game.
Look, just come with us to Malone's room.
Yes, of course. And this is when you try to make your swift escape.
Yes, this is where we try and make a quick escape to Malone's room. Do any of us know the code? The code on Malone's door.
I don't
How well do we know the
think-
guy?
I don't think you know the private code, but you do have the captain's override.
Oh, perfect.
But unfortunately, that is a voice command, so you have to speak it out.
Okay. Do we need to roll anything to get from where we are currently down to Malone's room? I can't remember the ship layout.
Yes, the ship layout is nebulous at best because I don't.
Nebulous,
think we-
okay. Narratively convenient is the ship
It
layout.
is
Do you want
narratively
us to roll it?
convenient. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
do you want us to roll to like leg it down there or to be stealthy or anything like that?
Yes,
Or
I
just-
was coming to that. I do believe there is a skill called stealth.
Yes,
And-
it's very nebulous. One week, 2 rooms are next to each other, and other week they're on the far ends of on the opposite ends of the ship.
It's perfect.
Just like the Enterprise.
It's a proud tradition.
Mhm.
Proud tradition.
A proud spacefaring tradition to move rooms every now and then.
We just like to redecorate the interior and keep things fresh with what
Yes,
is.
I
in
think the
place.
engine room looks better on deck too, don't you?
It's like, I don't know if you guys do this, but do you guys ever get your pillows and like sleep at the other end of the bed sometimes? I'm just going crazy. Can I have like contributions from chat here?
I've done it before.
Anyone
Yes,
else do that?
I've
Yeah.
done it before. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Back to the business at hand. That would be the stealth check from both of you to represent the entire group. As
Okay.
you
I didn't have
split
stealth
that
trained. I was hoping to distract you.
up.
Near
Luckily,
die.
this is an easy check.
Yeah. 4.
So I'm assuming if I don't have stealth, is this something like dexterity or is it?
Minus
No,
10.
you just roll stealth with negative modifiers. Or
Yeah.
yeah, you just roll stealth dexterity, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm gonna fail that. By the looks of it. Because that.
None of you have the negative modifiers in already, so
Yeah.
unfortunately we're going to have to
Uh-huh.
say that even though this check was supposed to be easy, neither of you managed it. The difficulty was 4.
So look, this is victim blaming. He makes us roll and then he blames us for failing the roll.
Yes.
I know.
It's classic. It's a classic GM behavior.
So you do make it into Malone's room. No-
Hashtag don't blame the victim.
Exactly.
You do make it into Malone's room, but unfortunately for you, you are noisy enough to attract the attention of the bar-dwelling Narn, who opens the door just in time to see Malone's door closing. And you are in the ship's official armory. There is the classic pin-up girl on that wall, and the pin-up girl on that wall, and the not-so pin-up girl on that wall. And in between all these is at least 7 guns each.
Yeah, sure. I guess we get strapped. I can't remember what Malone bought because he's the man who does the books. So I'm gonna assume some sort of standard assault rifle thing that one uses for shipboard
you pick up
combat.
the closest assault rifle. Just give me a general idea what sort of weapon you're gonna be grabbing.
It's like it's like a sort of submachine gun style thing. I guess it would be it's probably actually an illicit military model that he got off a mate. That they use in the Earth Defense Force.
Air Force Marines Corps.
Marines. You know, I clearly know what I'm talking about when
Yes.
it comes to the greater universe. Yeah.
Yes, yes, actually to Plinky there was a cat giveaway, and I gave it to the first person to walk into the room.
There's like an energy sort of machine gun is there, or is it generally like laser rifles or pistols or?
There's actually this one huge ass rifle you got from the
Ikara?
previous from Ikara, from the Raiders.
Is that safe to use in the interior of a ship?
No, really.
Okay, sounds perfect. Unfortunately, Zadora, he's not in good shape, so he tries to lift it, but he can feel his lower back twinging. So Instead, he goes for something smaller.
I'm basically just grabbing like a PPG carbine or rifle, the first PPG carbine I can find there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, some sort of energy pistol, you know.
Luckily for you, you have all the peace and time in the world to pick up your guns, because those guys don't have the captain's override codes to get in.
Oh, excellent. How many grenades are there?
In that case, I'm not just grabbing the actual... Because if they're having to try and get through the door, I'm going to start suiting up into armor. In that case.
Yeah. Do we? I'm sure we purchase shipboard armor. We're clever like that. We're prepared, aren't we?
Do you fit in the Malone's armor? No, wait.
Probably not.
Correction.
Malone's fucking huge.
Correction. It's not there. Malone's armor is not present and accounted for.
Where is Malone? What is Malone doing?
And as you look around, usually there is 10 guns between all the pin-up posters. Like a third of his gun collection is gone as well.
Okay. We have 5. Do we have 5 people with us? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two of which are wounded.
Okay. Well, I guess we grab our guns and then chins and appendages up, everyone. On 3. One.
If you're sure this is what you want to do, Captain, but is it smart to go into a firefight with these guys?
And is there anything in this room that we can use to gain access to environmental control?
Well, there is Malone's personal console. It's mainly for personal communications and such things.
Yes, but it still interfaces with the ship, doesn't it?
It probably has a lot more connections than the present computer.
And unless environmental control is totally isolated from the rest of the ship.
Malone is in charge of security and is a raving paranoid, so I'm assuming we can environmentally lock down different parts of the system. Like, say, turning off the air outside. Question though, the Narns that we saw in the footage, are they in like self-sealable suits, or do they come in civvies? Instead of, you know,
they come in the standard Narn attire. They don't seem to have helmets on. So it's the Narn civvies are sort of like a flak jacket for humans.
I'm just going with well, think about it. They think they've got the ship under lockdown. They don't need to have the breathing apparatus.
That's true. Can we assume that we have breathing masks and things in this room, or would that be in more accessible shipboard emergency lockers?
Yeah, you have the emergency breathing units around the ship, sort of like in case there is a hull breach, and there is a few emergency vacuum suits. So they might use those if you shut down the air.
But they'd have to get to them, which gives us an opening to break out of this room.
You are correct.
Right. Good thinking, Landas. Let's all get on a mask and see if we can access the environmental system and isolate the hallways and non-bridge compartments. I was gonna say, so for point of play, Landas, do you have like computing, or is it just me? Can you give me an assist of some sort?
Let's just double check. I don't think I have computing myself. I've got electronics though.
Okay.
And I'm also I also do have mechanics.
Champion. I'm also going to ask. So the guy is our engineer. Is he an engineer in charge of engines, or is he also in charge of environmental systems?
Dujar is the guy who fixes things that get broken. Miana is the one who handles the fine shenanigans.
Cool. So we'll consult. We have both of them on hand.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And we'll consult. Look, crew. This is the plan. We're going to isolate the environmental systems, shut down the air, and then when they go to get their suits, we'll break out of here, kill them, and then assault the bridge. If we were to do this, how would we go about this? How do I navigate this Cisco router menu? SpaceCisco.com.
You get a +2 modifier from these guys for their advice on how to handle the life support systems.
Intellect or education?
Intellect, as you are doing something you are not familiar with.
Okay, cool.
Holy mother!
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to bring in new security measures for our own ship if we can.
Well, you do have captain's access code, so.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're some big brain boys, and we got 2 experts on hand, like literally over our shoulder, going, yes, and this is how you type it.
Yeah, I'm still thinking we're needing to isolate the environmental controls from the rest of the ship.
Look,
Yeah, you can essentially hear the air escaping from the rooms around you through the doorways. There's the and silence.
Okay.
There's some ding, 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 ding. As things hit other things, but that's just metal carrying on the message of sound across rooms.
Masks on, guns up, impressive tense countdown. 1, 2, 3, go.
And you
We explode out into the hallway, and
Well, surely you'll be doing that more like that.
I'm going. 1, 2, 5. No.
The quality Zadora leadership at your disposal.
Exactly. Inspiring. That's why they pay me big bucks.
Yeah. Yes. Why don't you toss me the proverbial
Narrative board?
athletics dexterity roll? Athletics. Yeah, dexterity. Dexterity is in it. Because when you open the door, the air pressure goes psst, and attempts to take you with it.
Nature abhors a vacuum.
Yeah. I try to burst the door. I'm actually blown off my feet.
Yes, and we go. And Wesley goes in like the brave soldier he is, face forward down on the carpet.
Onwards, man, onwards!
And why don't also Landas gets to roll that?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you're there too, charging.
Then just steps over my sprawled out corpse.
Yeah,
Right,
Landas has no problems. Landas been doing this before.
Yeah.
That's what 25 years in the Navy will do for you.
25 years in the Navy at the glorious rank of ensign.
I'm not 25 years, I'm still 34.
Doing such a 9, it's a proud tradition, mate.
Right.
Still an officer.
Yes, as you get there, you see 3 Narns with their backs turned towards you as they scramble for what appears to be your emergency breathing units that are marked clearly with emergency breathing unit.
I'm having deja vu, I gotta say.
I'm
Warning
just.
shot.
I am actually just going to put the rifle onto full auto, aim at the nearest guy, and just fire away. There.
All right.
Okay.
An example. There we go.
Give me a roll.
Yeah. So these rifles are auto freeze, aren't from memory? There. So, hold on. So first attack not gonna hit.
Nope. Considering your substantial skill in gunnery, that actually hit the 7 hits, the 8 hits.
Okay. And it is because I don't actually have the. Hold on, let me get the. I don't have it programmed in because I didn't know I was going to be needing a rifle today. Right, it's. I grabbed the Archon, so we're talking 5d6. Okay. Right, it helps if I type this properly. Don't put 25d6 because I think it was the roll bullshit on my roll.
I'm hearing that some people are having their immersion broken because we have carpet in our hallways. We can't look. We're not rich enough to have hardwood for everything. We're working our way up to it. Okay.
Also, it is called space carpets.
It's called space
carpet. Assumed the space was given, so.
Yeah, look, we've solved physics issues in the future. Clearly.
It's called anti-static fibers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Little narrative expansion to the universe.
So, 2 times 20 points of damage. This Narn is going to have back problems for a while as he falls down on the floor with hand outstretched towards the breathing unit.
I don't see how he can have back problems without a spine.
But that is the back problem.
It's called a back problem, yes.
Yeah, Doc, just my lower back's giving me jump.
My lower back is giving me nothing.
Doctor, I can't feel my lower extremities. What's going on here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Zadora is not getting an action as his face is rubbing a space anti-static carpet.
Yeah.
And instead is scampering on his feet this round.
A dignified fashion.
Yeah, in
I'm
a
just
dignified fashion.
merely having a power nap as a executive with forward-thinking synergy going towards the party.
Saving his energy for the important battles.
Well, it's called executive meditation. That's the new hot thing.
There's no need to use all your energy on the first round of combat.
Micro meditation.
But the other 2 in your party, that are the 2 Centauri, open fire, and neither of them managed to hit anything except the wood paneling of the corridor.
No, not the wood paneling.
There's clear burn marks on the wooden paneling. This is light wood, not hardwood.
That's true. It's fake wood.
Yeah, it's essentially plastic and wood colors. Right. Meanwhile, the 2 nuns that managed to survive the onslaught decide that it's better to hold their breath and shoot it back than to scamper for security, though they try to do both at the same time, so they only get the 1 shot. Each of them. And they choose their targets at random. There's 3 obvious targets.
I would note that being heroically at the back.
Yes.
I am taking command position.
Yes. One of them is against Landas, and one of them is at Miana. So Landas gets a hit, and Miana does not. And
Damn it.
Landas gets a count total of 11 points to his name.
Oh, jeez. Right. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, can I? Oh no, I would have to take it on my. I would have had to take it on my action, the dodge. There, right.
You can actually do it now.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, but that means you get penalties next time.
Yeah, because
Oh.
I'll actually have to pick myself back up, don't I? And I can't do any other action.
Yeah, you can dive for cover and get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
dive behind a steel chair, and the steel chair takes most of the impact, so you only get 3 points of damage.
3 points. Okay.
3 points. But next round you don't act.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a wee bit more survivable for me. Because 11 would have been taking me out of 2 columns, practically.
Yes. Next is, I believe, your guys' turn. So, Wesley.
Okay. I can aim and fire. Yeah.
Yeah, you just lay on the floor and go.
I will note that I'm actually, because I stood up last round. You know, I'm not lying down.
Oh yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, we spent your last round standing up, so.
Yeah.
You aim and fire. You get a +1 for aiming.
For aiming, I give it a +1, right?
+1 per each aim action.
No, so it's 1 aim action and 1 fire action. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can only aim for single shots, so you can't do auto fire with that.
Yeah. And the other thing is you can aim over multiple turns up to a maximum of 6.
Okay.
And that
right.
is a miss.
More wood paneling is disintegrated.
Yes. Your glorious fake wood. I mean, real hardwood.
Real hardwood from Earth. It's actually from Earth.
Yes. It gets
Honest.
burned by the plasma bolt you shoot from your gun. Oh, it's such sadness. Such sadness.
Okay. Now our crew needs to fire back.
Yes, your crew is most efficient at burning more of the hardwood floor. Hardwood.
It's a mandatory weapons training. This is gonna be instigated after this. Malone will fucking love it.
Yes.
Hear that, we're high Marines.
So,
You actually have not hired any soldiers on your ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, an entire Marine company.
that reminds me. Dujar and Freja have not actually partaken in it. Dujar comes in
exactly.
and he's swinging one of Malone's electric batons and charging at one of the Narns, trying to swing it, and he actually manages to hit.
Oh,
So
that
there's
makes it
crackling of thunder as it hits, but there is no sound as it's mostly a vacuum. So there's just the light effect going. Meanwhile, Freja from behind the corner tries to take a shot, but unfortunately, due to his injuries, he misses. Quite better.
You mean her injuries?
Huh?
Her injuries, right? Fraser is a female Drazi. Yes. Yes. Didn't we establish this 2 weeks ago?
I will neither confirm nor deny any facts in that statement.
Look, I run a progressive ship. I'm not going to quibble about the gender identity of any of my crew.
Anyway,
Yeah, Blinken brings up a point. How much breath do these Narns have?
Yes,
Lungs like horses.
yes.
Camp.
That was what I was going to check next, which is that guy does not range for more air. Neither does that guy. So they seem to be still up in the fight. Though one of them is distracted by a guy with an electric baton next to him. So he tries very hard and manages to punt Dujar in the face with the butt of his rifle. And meanwhile, the other guy with the gun chooses the target. And the most dangerous one for you is Narn. Well, Dujar is the most dangerous one, clearly, because he needs to free his companion. Then again, it's a Narn. Let's shoot someone else. He picks a random Centauri. 1, 2, 3. He picks number 3, which is Fear. Poor Fear. And he misses. Hitting the hitting the vase behind which Fear is hiding.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a very extensive redecorating bill for the Jacaranda after this.
Now,
I think the plasma bolts add character. It's very authentic. That.
This is us going for the distressed look, is it?
Exactly. It's that firefight noir that's so hot right now.
Indeed. I do believe it is now your turn once more. Let the heroes act first.
It's your go, Wesley.
Isn't your go, mate? Well, didn't you go before me previously? If that makes sense.
Well, I dived down. There.
All right. Now that aim fire.
That was your last turn. You're up.
Yeah, so I would be picking myself up. Then that's all I can do.
That's one action.
Yeah.
You have one minor action and one major action. That was minor action.
Okay, so I can still take a shot, can't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like a butt shot.
Yep.
Your choice.
I'm gonna go with auto again.
Hola.
No, Degar.
I'm definitely. I am going away from Degar. I'm going for the one that's shooting at Fear. All right.
Yep.
No, not that one. That's those. 1, 2.
Hit, miss, hit. This one dives for cover. Even with the cover, he takes quite a nice load of damage. He's not down, but he's definitely not seen better days. Yes, and then it is your supporting crew going on. Your supporting crew is that's actually a hit.
Oh, excellent.
Miana manages to score a hit with the spray and pray tactic.
Not on Degar, I hope.
Fudge. She managed to roll 7 6s in a row.
What?
2 for the hit and 5 for the damage. She was just shooting randomly towards the enemy while he was diving for cover, and as he dives for cover, he dives face first in one of the plasma bolts.
No, she just like did a couple of spray shots, and then she does a 360 no scope and just goes, "Yeah, I was just playing with you."
And the plasma ball gets straight into the Narn's mouth as he's opening it. And
we hear an echoing voice in the background. Ludicrous Gibbs.
Oh.
Right. Okay. That's a certainly surprising round. Meanwhile, Dujar tries to baton the guy next to him, and he also hits. What are these guys? What are you paying them? Not enough, clearly.
Not enough. Not enough, clearly.
And the other Narn is down.
Who are these guys? They're the actual true stars of the show.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I think we need to
The old
hire someone to
switcheroo.
play Dujar on the show and Miana. Jeez. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to kick the least useful characters out, so that would be Wesley and Landas.
Yes, I am
This is a-
Miana.
This is the switcheroo that they do middle of the season, where the people you've been following, who are like the protagonists or the investigative reporters or the scientists, fucking die, and they switch to a new set of characters.
We're doing the phones, right?
Mm.
We're just swapping on to the secondary characters, and they become the main characters.
I want to go.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. As the two Narns go down, there is a clear blue burst of energy that shoots right through the room
whew.
and through the window. And as you turn to look, there is a rather infuriated looking Centauri on the other side of the corridor, holding this proverbially smoking gun. Well, actually, at this point, it's literally smoking gun. It's a fancy copper sheen weapon that just shot a beam out of it that destroyed one of Jacaranda's heavily armored windows, leading it straight towards the vacuum of space.
Thank goodness it wasn't one of the windows that was looking over Babylon 5.
There is also something that looks like a wire attached to a rather large looking battery next to it. So he's taking aim with it again.
Okay.
Now everybody gets to roll initiative.
Excellent.
Oh no. It's in the where's the initiative roll? Bang.
Would be under combat, Wesley.
Yep.
Yeah, as you can see me like squinting at my shit. Go fucking hell.
Yes, I can. The bonuses of being the game master, I can see your sheets. And you can see my...
I can see your evil grin. That's what I can see.
Yeah.
Also your beard.
That's all you need to see. Okay, Landis rolls 6, you roll a 3, and he rolls an 8.
Damn it.
What about our glorious crew, the real stars of the show?
Yes, your glorious crew gets 1 total.
Okay. 12.
They roll
12, baby.
an 8.
Okay.
They go at the
Hot
exact
diggity.
same time as your nemesis.
Okay.
So they shoot back, obviously. And nothing. Dujar tries to charge the distance and stumbles. Does not make it all the way, and Freja tries to shoot, and unfortunately even the Drazi combat skills are not sufficient to make the shot connect. Meanwhile, the Centauri decides, screw this, turns the gun towards one of the windows next to him, shoots it, and jumps out.
Is he wearing a vacuum suit?
Yes, as you pay attention to that fact, he seems to be wearing one of those.
So, seems like a bold move.
Yep. So, he leaves the ship to you in the state it is. The battle is officially over.
Okay. Point of play. How many of us are in vacuum suits?
No, we're all in breather masks, to my knowledge.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
we have that shipboard locker where we got those Narns. So it may not be
Yes.
enough for everyone, but there'll be some of them.
Yes.
Hustle over
At this point, yeah, a good idea would be to engage the battle stations where you get the hatches on top of the windows.
Yep. Champion. I assuming we have voice command. Unfortunately, we don't have air.
Yes.
So there is that.
I'm assuming there's got to be like, say, the equivalent of like, you know, instead of a fire alarm, it's like the emergency bulkhead.
Like a lockdown thing.
There's definitely those emergency.
We smash. Is there one nearby? Do we need to go find one?
Yes. Yes, there are those, because this is the main corridor. There are several of those around here. It's like a big red button that you slap and it goes on. And the Blinky, who is wondering, can he fit through the window? This is a space yard. So the windows are rather large for observing the surroundings. This is luxury accommodations for you. And and the air is human. Indeed.
Well, you haven't lived till you've snorted space cocaine in the midst of a twinkling nebula.
Indeed.
The windows are large.
The windows are large, and after setting up the alarm, and the big hatches begin to creep in. You can feel the vibration against the metal as they move. Somebody forgot to oil them last time, apparently. But eventually they make the satisfying clunk that just echoes through all the walls, and after that the air begins to flow into the formerly vacuum from the environmental systems.
Right.
And you get to look around at the damages caused to your ship. So many ruined ornaments, all the hardwood paneling burnt beyond recognition.
Okay, there is a quick stock take of the injured, and orders basically to check if the ship's okay. Right, I will go to the bridge. Degar, engineering. Okay, 2 people were shot. Someone take them to the sick bay.
You actually don't.
I don't know where Zaridi is, but we have to secure the ship as a matter of priority. Everyone knows their roles, and I guess is told to go do them.
Yes. Unfortunately, both of your medics are not here. So somebody needs to improvise.
Okay.
Luckily, you have one of the pilots present, but and you have a real hospital not that far away. Just 20 miles that way.
Excellent. Okay. I will make my way to the bridge, check it's okay, and then grudgingly hail Babylon 5.
Yes. You have an issue at hand. As you arrive to the bridge, somebody has smashed all the controls. Fear, with you arriving at the scene, goes. My research!
I'll clasp a companionable arm around him and get to work in terms of patching anything that might possibly be working. Do I need to roll luck? Do I need to roll computing electronics?
Computing electronics.
Or is this a narrative thing?
Perfectly.
Okay.
Try to scavenge something around to make it work.
Yeah. Yep. Electronics. Computers, man, how the fuck do they work? Yeah, I've got an issue with Windows 50,000. Saying something about drivers.
Yes, you managed to find
I've got
one of
beer
the
here,
one
here's
of the
my
spare.
driver, but-
You managed to find one of the spare keyboards. After a while of looking, you actually managed to find a port to put it in, because it seems to be so outdated. You forgot to change the backups.
It
when
just comes
you
up.
refurbish-
USB 500's not supported anymore. Please update.
You have to
Yes.
turn it over, and then you try and plug it in, but, like, they're meant to be universal. Why are they not universal in the future?
Well, sometimes when you adapt alien technology, you make some mistakes. But yes, what is Landas doing while these two are fidgeting around with computers?
Sorry, I was just answering Blinken's message. Right, I'll probably be herding everyone else. People who need to be to the actual our medical, well, our kind of first aid station at the moment. There.
Yeah, you have some first aid stations, yes.
Mhm.
So that'll be medic with a penalty of 3 and a bonus of 1.
So, penalty of 2? Or can I just not do maths?
So -2. So okay.
Yeah.
5.
Ooh. The knee bone's connected to the collarbone.
Yeah, you definitely managed to block any bleeding. And it takes quite a while for you to actually get communications working. I'm not saying you don't manage it, it just takes a while. And it takes a lot of nerves and at the moment. But by the time you manage to reach communications, you notice a starfighter outside the bridge with its guns pointed towards Jacaranda, going like, "This is your last warning. Surrender immediately, or we will open fire."
This is. Can we comply with the state that the computers are in? Can we, like.
Not
turn
before
off
your
the-
ship shakes from the first shot being fired.
Okay.
But after that, with some urgency, you manage to actually set a response with a text message
Just actually
because your
crack open the
microphones are not working.
rip the wires out by hand, you know?
Yeah, you're like yeah, make a Morse code with the wires connecting, and the fighter does not fire a second shot. Instead, it remains gliding over there for a while before there is a message. This is Babylon 5 Command and Control. We are sending in a shuttle to respond to your SOS. Stand by. And it doesn't take long for them to reach you. And one of your airlocks opens unless you actively object to it.
No.
Yeah.
This time we want to see them.
And in comes this first comes the heavily armored guys with flak vests and riot helmets and big rifles in their hands. Going in and looking around like, everything under control in here?
We need medical attention for our crew and emergency repairs for our ship to get back to station.
Alright. So can somebody
have
explain
got stuff
why you shot
like
towards
this.
the station?
Pardon?
There was an iron weapon launched towards the station.
That's not on us. You're more than welcome to review our security footage. We were boarded by Centauri elements and Narn mercenaries, and in the firefight, what's the term? Like stray shots? Stray shots were directed towards the station. We're happy to fully comply with any requests that Babylon 5 Control and Babylon 5 Security may have.
Very well. Medic! And from behind comes one with the medic tags on, coming to examine the wounded and the dead and whatnot, and we'll just gloss this over as they come.
Yep.
Secure the area, go through all the rooms, take up all the bodies and all the wounded. Take them into the shuttle and send them. Well, the bodies can stay, but those still alive, including one of the nuns who was only stunned.
Yep.
Two of them are clearly. Actually, two of them are alive, and two of them are. Yeah.
One of them's dead. One of them got exploded. That's
one of them
many
was in the
killers.
cell.
Yeah.
And you are asked to wait while the wounded are taken into the. Oh, by the way, neither of you have wounds aside of the endurance set.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yep, you're both relatively fine, I suppose. Yeah.
I'll take a few hits there.
Yeah. By the way, the temporary stat you put in minus the minus thing because it reduces from the actual stat.
Right. As the opposite way, right? Okay.
Yeah. It's not the total, but it's the modifier to the original.
Right. Okay. So the temp should always be at 0. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Now that we've gone over the someone's attributes for damage. Yes, they were.
That's true. Chat is swearing themselves to secrecy over this episode. I say we just don't even record this. We don't put so we just delete the video from the channel. Nothing happened. Code of silence.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, we the stream
Nothing.
crashed for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, there's
Lincoln-
no such thing as episode 9. There's only episodes 8 and 10.
Yeah, but,
Exactly. It's like the 13th floor, or like the 4th floor in South Korea.
Yeah, it's like Blinken got a lot of money for guessing correctly that there was going to be no show due to technical issues.
Yeah. How much do we need to pay you, Blinking, to keep this on the down low?
Yes. We are using base 8 measurements in the show, so you only have 8
Exactly.
episodes per 10.
It's like 9 Fox Gambit. We use a different calendar. Our calendar has shifted.
Yes.
We now use base 9.
Yes. Right.
Oh yeah, we did.
I'm sorry.
Oh, heretics! Everyone else. Yeah. Okay. Right.
But yes, as we are glossing this over, they send their wounded. They're bringing people to examine the dead, which they take away. They also question you.
Mm-hmm.
You meet the wonderful Mr. Lou Welsh once more, who with a wide smile interviews both of you, and the other two unwounded Centauri left behind on what happened. Particularly paying attention to the fact that is this a non-Centauri incident we should be careful about? Do we log this in as a act of war?
I think you might want to summon both Ambassador Jakar and Ambassador Marlari, and they can discuss that.
Well, we'll definitely take all the evidence into account.
But my view of this is the actions taken today are in effect nothing to do with statecraft. I do not believe there was any actions by the Narn regime to make any actions against the Centauri Republic, and vice versa. I believe this was individuals acting as individuals. It's just unfortunate that the people we're talking about involved Narn and Centauri.
Yes?
Mr. Welsh. I know I've said it before, but we really have to stop a meeting like this. My read on the situation is this is part of an internal power play within the Narn regime, which we were caught up in. I'm sure you can turn over the relevant details to the ambassador, and I will point out the Durog connection and what I think this is a internal power play by elements of the Narn regime to for weapons research, get their hands on weapons research and strengthen their position. I can
Well,
I can elaborate, or we can just gloss it over as a theory, depending on what you want to do.
we'll gloss it over, and this is the point where we're going to be taking a 5-minute break, as I personally need something to drink, and you guys probably also want to get something to drink. So,
yeah.
To you, audience, thank you for our new followers. I do believe we got 2 new during this.
2 new. Excellent.
Yeah, Architect of Dreams and Eden Drake have followed us. Thank you for following. Hope to see you in our shows in the future as well. And thank you for our magnificent chat, for all this delightful banter during this and meaningful
and
questions.
Their ongoing silence and deniability of anything happening. Yes.
Yes,
it's just between us. Yeah.
Yes. Episode 8 only has part 2. Episode 9 only has the part 2. The part 1 is part 2.
Look.
Yes. So it's a 5-minute break. I'll see you all after the 5 minutes. And we're back. Oh, so that was a nice little break of action. Whew. Time for the part 2 of today's series. We have about 1 more hour of content to go through, of which I have everything planned. Trust me.
We use the term content in a very loose sense.
Yeah. So, and as the interviews go on, they ask that you are escorted to Babylon 5 with them for further inquiries while they examine the ship for damages.
Deja vu all over again.
Yeah, isn't it? And as you are in the confines of the under the protective arms of the Babylon 5 security and their 5-star accommodations. They provide all 4 walls and the ceiling. That's where the 5 stars come from.
No floor, though.
No, you have to bring your own.
Surely that drops it down to 4 stars.
Yes, right. So, as you are both in the same accommodation. The rest of the crew is in another. As you are the stockholders, you are obviously the more important people around. And as you wait for the next round of interviews, the door opens to reveal the Ambassador Jacaranda.
That is in... Which ambassador is that? The Narn ambassador or the Centauri ambassador?
That's the Narn.
Ambassador of the Narn regime.
Okay.
He steps in, looks at both of you. I am to understand that you have had an encounter with agents of Drog.
Well, the individuals suggested that they may have been working for him. You may want to question them yourself.
No, it fits his style. It appears we 3 share a common enemy. Now, please sit down. He takes his own seat across the interrogation table. Now, the rogue is operating under, well, too close to home, to my recollection, and I would like to have a little something for him. I was wondering if you 2 would be interested in a deal. He, little pensively, looks towards Landas, like, if I must include this one.
I go, normally, I don't like to involve myself in the internal affairs of the Narn, as the Narns don't really like Centauri interfering in the internal affairs of their home world. But he threatened my crewmates. I'll make an exception for him.
Excellent. And what about you, Mr.
Zadora. I, for one, have always been grateful and sympathetic to the Narn regime, but unfortunately when the internal politics begin to affect me and my crew, I take a dimmer view of things. I know that you are in no way responsible, but I'd very much like to... revenge is a apt word for it, but I don't like people invading my ship, taking my crew hostage, threatening me, and shooting my crew. Looks like Drog was working with a Centauri weapons designer, with whom we have had past dealings. I do not suppose that Narn intelligence keeps tabs on a Sereni, isn't it? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, I do believe it was correctly pronounced.
Yeah. So the question is, Mr. Ambassador Jakar, what we can do for you, and in return what you can do for us.
I do believe Drog has an agent somewhere on Babylon 5. I can't use my own men to find him, but I can use you.
And I am assuming you're going to want this person alive.
Preferably alive.
Mm.
No, doesn't matter if he's dead.
I am assuming Babylon 5 security would prefer it that way also. There.
Yes, as long as the matter is dealt with and there is suitable evidence to point towards whoever did it, that I will be satisfied with it.
We are not the most popular people, ship or crew with Babylon 5 and Babylon 5 security.
And that is exactly why I can trust this mission to you, Mr. Zadora. Because you need friends in high places.
Absolutely.
And if you don't mind me asking, Ambassador, aren't you afraid of what your fellow Narn will say of associating with Centauri like myself?
As a diplomat, I have to deal with the Centauri all the time. Interrogating one in a prison so hardly matters to the general public and none. And we better keep it that way.
My thoughts exactly.
Now, well, I will give you some details. And he takes out a data crystal from a sleeve and sets it on the table. Here is all I have managed to gather so far without raising too much suspicion. Use it to your best knowledge. You know where to find me. If you don't, find out.
Before you go, Ambassador, just in terms of satiating personal curiosity, is your disagreement with Jagar factional and political in nature, or more personal?
Then none of your business, type. The less you need to know, the better for me.
Fair enough.
Now, I bid you to adieu. Good hunting. And he leaves you at the room alone. And just as he leaves, he seems to bump into Weir on the other side of the door. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador. And I was just going. Yes, just out of my way. And Weir scampers into your room at the same door opening. Oh, Landas. Again? What did you do this time?
All I did was defend myself. But there is some housekeeping we're having to do on the home world.
What do you mean?
One of our citizens has decided that he can associate with the Narn and attack her fellow noble.
What?
Get me the information on Farini.
Virini? You mean the Minister of Virini?
I believe it's going to be one of his either sons or cousins, a scientist in the arms industry. Weapons
We have an
development.
arms industry? No. Just kidding, of course we do.
The Centauri Empire has always been part of peaceful expansion.
Yes, of course.
In fact, we lifted the Narn up.
Yeah.
That's what they teach us at school. It's clearly true.
Yeah. We lifted them up into space and sold them. Oh no, and helped exported them across the galaxy as part of our trade agreements and tourism bureau.
Yes. Well, as as a citizen of the Centauri Republic, it is my job to see that you are being presented. If there are any charges pressed, are there any? Do you need anything?
I'm at the moment. Bring up the information that you can on any member of the Farini family that have been at Babylon 5 that you can get.
Oh, yes.
Look through our purple files. He might not have been traveling under his own name. He might be using one of his aliases, so double check against.
Yes. Oh, of course, Landas, of course. I'll do what I can.
If you don't have the access, I can. I actually slip him. So out of my jacket comes. It's not like a Delta Crystal. It's literally just like a wafer, and I hand him. This is my access. I'm not sure what access yours is set to, but use that and yours, and double check the records. He might be traveling under an assumed name, and if he is, I want to know it.
Yes. I will get right on it. I will do it immediately. Yes.
There.
Yes,
Oh, no.
Landas?
You might want. Orlando is only to know about this if Babylon 5 keep asking about what the hell fired off that blast. But that wasn't us. That was that scum Farini. And that's to be kept to yourself until we have the information. Now, I wouldn't mind if we get the information and we know where he is and he's still in the station. Pass the information on to Babylon 5 security and implicate him as the one for attacking the station. I'd make sure it gets out to the homeworld that he was dealing with the Narn.
Okay. I will do what I can. Anything else?
Not at the moment. If the ambassador forces you to tell him, but if he doesn't ask, don't tell him if he doesn't need to know.
Yes, of course. And he turns to walk out of the door, but it doesn't open, so he clashes into it and goes like, knock. You can let me out now? And after that, the door opens and he gets out. And just as he goes out, another person in the city.
It's like a clown car.
Yeah, this time is Mr. Welch, who comes in like, yeah. Alright, we have been going through your files and there's nothing we can charge you on, and there's nothing we will charge on you, so you are free to leave. no point in keeping you here. So, enjoy your stay on Babylon 5, and perhaps next time you will come without military escort.
I always wish that the next time we meet Mr. Welch, it is over a friendly drink and not an interrogation room.
That sounds a lot more pleasant.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? But fate can be a fickle bitch, I find.
Yes. Oh, by the way, here is a voucher for a donut and a coffee at the local cafeteria for your troubles.
Thank you, Mr. Welch. I am getting sick, I have to say. It's not your fault, of the coffee in the interrogation facilities. Can you get something other than instant?
On this station, unless you go to the Freja, no. And this coupon is only available in the Circle O.
Oh.
How do you feel about a strange question, Mr. Welch? How do you feel about Linguine?
You just see Landas go green.
Linguine, yes, I do quite like it. I am of Italian descent, after all.
I don't figure Italian for what he's
Italian, Irish. Mother was Irish, father was Italian. Godmother's name.
It's like, yeah, I don't figure Italian enough, Mr. Welch, for what he's got in the cargo hold.
The chief might be interested. He makes killer bagna cauda.
Excellent. Look, if we address you a small care package, it will get to you if we send it to the facilities here. Right, Mr. Welch?
Well, are you trying to bribe me, Mr. Zadora?
It's nothing like a bribe.
Nothing like that. Let's think of it more as a product test run. And a thank you.
Right. Well, just send it forward as an official donation to Babylon 5, and we can call it even.
Excellent.
More for fret. we're going to give you food poisoning.
Excuse me, it is still good. Linguine phrases perfectly well.
Yeah, we've got enough of it that we could use it as a mass driver around Zadora.
I'm not gonna have someone who is not even from Holy Terror sit here and malign our national footstep.
Now that you are free from your cells, what is it that you want to do?
I will be assuming we'll be getting all our personal effects back, and
yes,
seeing if any of us has got one of our personal computers to hand.
Yes, all your personal effects, excluding weapons, which are told that have been transported to customs, where you may pick them up as you leave.
Of course.
I guess Zadora will, as he lives, just make sure he is on top of all the paperwork for repairs, impounding, crew payments, transfer of goods from the cargo bay if the ship has been impounded, all that kind of stuff. So
your ship has not been impounded.
It has not. Okay.
But there is a estimate for repairs waiting for you in your inbox. The local space what would it call? Space 5? Not ship 5.
Space panel beaters. The space panel beaters.
The space panelers. For the structural damage of the ship, there is several quotas, all combining to 235,000 credits. Then there is the the electronic systems that have been smashed. Those rank up to 515,000. And finally, the hardwood paneling, 25,000.
Do we have piracy insurance?
No, you do not.
Bugger. We should have gotten it since last time. So there's I guess two things I'd like to do here as a broad generalization. I don't really want to go into the details because it's mostly bookkeeping. Basically, shop around for prices and just do the broad administration stuff. And I like to do that in a couple of dice rolls just to.
Okay, you spend a day shopping around for better deals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broker, would it be?
That definitely works.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Landas.
While he's doing
This
that, I would have found a nice quiet place, and I would have.
Yeah, just figuring out which way I need to point to get to you.
No, it's.
I got it.
Oh, of course, it's getting flipped on the Twitch. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a nice quiet place, and I'm actually gonna start looking as discreetly as I can over the data crystal and what's on it, information-wise.
Yes. Let's see. What sort of skills do you have that would be suitable for examining this information? As it is rather.
My skills. I've got deception. I have.
Investigate. That is perfect for this.
So okay. Investigate roll. 5 on that.
Okay. You garner the following information from the data crystal. As it is pre-collected for your convenience, there are some notes made into it. There is general things. There are redacted parts here and there, like redacted information from meeting between blah 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 and blah 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 was leaked, and this made their hands. This shipment mysteriously got vanished and appeared in Dushar's property. So there are a few claims there. One of them is that the culprit is someone that goes with the name with the initials KD, and is a Narn, and is working closely with the ambassador.
Okay.
These are the information you managed to gather that you can verify. There is also the wild allegation that there is there is a transfer of goods that is suspected to be related, or that related to drug coming through customs. Just tomorrow, which would enable you to try and apprehend the culprit.
Okay. Just gonna do. If I was just to do a search on, I'm gonna give Fear a call, right? And I'm gonna actually just make a basic inquiry and go, if I get hold of him, say, Fear. How much intelligence does our embassy keep on the Narn embassy?
Yeah. As you reach Veer, you actually do this time. Some, I think. Why?
Just something I'm looking into. Potential opportunity to redeem myself here, and I better if I do it maybe through with information that you can provide that you already have instead of me in a search and alerting someone. Think it might be linked to, you know, the person I mentioned. Potentially attached to the embassy. Initials KD.
Well, there is Cortas. She is the ambassador's aide.
Alright.
Other than that, no one on the official registration, but there is at least 5 nuns with KD on the station.
And this could have. What do we know about her?
She is a strong personality and works directly for Ambassador Jacaranda.
Alright.
There's another lot of information here, and yes, that's about it. Also, I found out about that Virini. He is not on the station.
Have you double checked against the aliases?
Yeah, he left earlier today. He was on the station, but he left.
Ah, right. Was he traveling under his own name or under an alias?
On his own name.
Okay.
And yes, I'm still checking on the aliases, but yes, he left on a transport today. Yes.
Okay.
Right. 8 hours ago.
Okay. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get in contact with your uncle and my grandfather, and advise that we have suspicion that I can testify that he has at least been associating with Narn. And he has at least potentially made them aware of some weapon research that they shouldn't be aware of.
Okay. Yes, I will do that. I will.
We'll not bring in the fact that he assaulted me or attempted to assault me, but we can. But if they ask and they try to dig it out, you can tell them that's why I know, because he was on the ship with them. He ran.
Whatever. I will call uncle and grandfather-in-law. Yes.
Yes, the issue may be here. This is Minister Farini, we cannot maybe embarrass. But maybe we can take some action to correct the situation.
Yes.
Don't fear. I know how you feel about these things. Don't worry about it. Just tell our elders and they will decide what needs to be taken. I know you're not going to be the one responsible for what happens. He did it when he brought Narn onto my ship and had them threaten me.
I will do that. Anything else?
No. As
I will see.
I've taken enough of your time. I do apologize about imposing myself on you, Fear.
Yes. May the great maker be at your back.
May the great maker watch all of our backs.
And he closes the communication, and you are left there thinking what to do.
Yeah.
So you have a lead on the non-agent. And
Gonna...
meanwhile, Wesley. Wesley is making deals.
Yes. So in the interim, I get with a 14. I assume a very good deal on some parts.
Yes. You managed to renegotiate some of the bills by doing a little bit of bidding war between a couple of less employed parts and some people that don't exactly pay taxes. But that's none of your problem. But you managed to bring down the entire price. The knight need sum of 500,000 plus 20,000 for the hardwood covers.
Actually, I think I'm going to leave. I'm not actually going to get the extra hardwood. I'm going to leave the scarring because I think it makes for a very impressive conversation piece. Should we ever have investors aboard the ship? You say, yes, well, our ship has been boarded multiple times, but as you can see, with a crew of competent and dangerous individuals such as ourselves, any cargo you send with us is safe and secure. You know, like, it's an aesthetic choice. Distressed hardwood.
Indeed.
Sure, it's not defrayed hardwood. Sorry.
Look, when we are famous and wealthy beyond our dreams, these will be like, we can pry off the paneling and sell them as memento mores. I'm thinking of the future.
Clearly,
And I'm also a
the
cheapskate.
long-term plan is the best plan.
Exactly. When I return a hero, it's a perfect evidence of the hardships I have been through.
All of the great sacrifices you have made for the glory of mankind.
Exactly, for the glory of mankind.
Not to mention the glory of Wesley Zadora.
That's merely incidental. And I resent the implication that you're making.
Yeah, and Zadora's journal is Wesley Zadora, God Emperor of mankind.
You know. Undersecretary. God Emperor of mankind. Oh, let's not aim too high. Other than that, I would just like to do general administration for that fucking Linguine. Taking up cargo space. I put on a very brave face, but I'm sick of it as well. It's just a point of pride that when my crew complains, I do a sort of a very British upper lip. Look, Linguine is a proud national tradition, which we're going to uphold on the ship. But I want it gone as well.
Separate check for getting rid of the Linguine with the skilled broker.
I've got this image. Zadora's probably paying people to take it off his hands. You know?
I'm actually not. Yeah, I have a hive machine for the Linguine. Like, I send that package to Mr. Welsh, to people of import all over the station, and over the next couple of days, people got. My goodness, have you seen this new Italian fad? We haven't had it. I
Okay,
hit up my influences.
The leftover Linguine you have fetches a grand total of 10,000 credits.
I have tons of Linguine. Literal
Yes.
tons.
Yeah. You oversaturated the market.
There's no such thing as oversaturation of Linguine. Anyway,
Well, it depends on what oil you could get in.
This is clear. This last, well, I guess, and with that role, is it possible to take on new stock? While intrigue is going on in the background, we must also.
Yeah.
Come on, chat. You know the phrase. Landis knows the phrase.
Oh yeah, defray the costs.
It was meant to be a puzzle for them. You've given them the answer. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's 6 letters, first word. 5 letters. Now, all together, children.
How am I supposed to concentrate on Game Master?
Sad with you. It's never too early to learn about tax restructuring.
Welcome to Die for RPG, our first session for today. Accountancy 101 and good accountancy practices.
We need a little disclaimer that we're not actually registered accountants or
Exactly.
financial advisors, and this is purely for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Let's invest in Linguine, the product of the future.
We're big minds here, you know, big minds. Yeah. So what is available for I guess purchase?
Oh,
And Babylon 5. Do they export anything, or are they purely net importers of goods?
Babylon,
So it makes them a kind
Babylon
of-
5 is importer mainly, but the point is that it's a trade hub. It's the meeting place for middlemen. So while there is very little to buy directly in here, what you can make is contracts to carry some stuff forward from here. So there are several contracts available outside of Babylon. You can either choose towards the Narn, towards the Centauri, or towards Earth. There's even one for Minbari, but you can't. But that's more than you can fit in your cargo hold. That's a total of 10 tons of material going for Minbar.
Okay, here is my reasoning. Earth Alliance is becoming somewhat more xenophobic given the recent elections. But they were close. So maybe 40% of people are against the current government. So what that means is that alien culture is ultimately political. And a core component of culture is foodstuffs. So I think that buying Narn foodstuffs for sale to a certain segment of the Earth Alliance will be a hot item.
Yes, there is a seller who's willing to sell you breen for a good price.
Okay.
This is
I'm
Narn
gonna-
delicacy. He's
I'm going to bring in Dugar as a consultant on this.
Dugar currently in Medbay, but he is feeling much better after a couple of bandages and some painkillers.
Okay.
And he's
And
definitely
I'm going to try this foodstuff myself first before purchasing, you know.
you want a sample.
Yes.
Well, so you go with the salesman who is a Narn.
Yep.
With Dujar at your heels, and you go and he shows you a sample size of breen, and it's these green, green brown balls with some sauce on top of it.
Cool. They are relatively non-perishable in terms of transshipment.
Can
they be frozen?
They
Can they
are
be reheated?
they are frozen for the transport. Yes.
Okay.
So, but this one is obviously heated for consumption. It's still steaming a little.
Okay. Can I roll streetwise to get the man on the street's taste for imported non-food? So it's foreign, but it's not too foreign.
This is actually an art check.
It's an arts check. Excellent. I knew this would come in useful. Would that be like education, intellect, social?
This is creating something entirely new, so it's intellect.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, look, I think it tastes fantastic, and it will be very popular.
Yes, this clearly is what it is. There's this how would you call it? Rather, it's a mild taste. Most of the taste is in the sauce, but it's a soft texture. It's
mild, silky, smooth, with that
it's very
hint
meaty.
of foreignness and richness that we want, that lingers on the palate.
Yes,
It's
it's
not
very
just
meaty taste to give it, and it will work wonders for the human palate.
exactly.
Like
Japanese
most
people love that
non-food, most non-food seems to foreigners harsh and rough, but this is surprisingly soft. Definitely good stuff.
Perfect. We'll sell it as like a after dinner delicacy, or with cocktails. It'll be perfect with cocktails. I can see it big on the cocktail circuit. The liberal, the pro alien trading cocktail circuit will love it. It'll be huge. We just need a hype machine behind it. I'll have 10 tons.
Oh,
You can only fit 5. Your cargo bay only fits 5, but if you want 10 tons, you'll have to sacrifice some living quarters for it.
Look, I don't like it that much. I'll have 2 tons. This will be a dry run, but if this goes well, I'm sure the two of us can arrange an exclusive contract. It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
he's probably just bought up nearly half the.
Yes, he's asking for 5,000 credits per ton.
Absolutely, this will be huge. And if we buy in bulk, we'll corner the transshipment market, so no one else can get it in the interim.
Indeed. He's very much impressed with your speech and is willing to do private trades with you in the future as well.
I've just got this image. There's like a food shortage on the Narn homeworld because of Zadora's trying.
I can say now, non-chic is going to be messy.
Yes. Rightio. While this deal is going on, I think we should move on with the other plot line. So, will Landas bring in this information to Wesley's attention, or will you hoard it to yourself?
I'm going to bring it to Wesley's attention because purely fighting a Narn by myself, I'm not going to be that silly. I want as many people behind me as I can get.
Landers, how are you doing? You got to come and try this. I assume there's information about our man.
Not to my taste, I'll be honest. A bit too salty for me. I think we may have our actual... half our... not man, but more like our woman. There. It's no wonder the and I'm just leaning in. No wonder the ambassador is not wanting to act on this openly. It looks like it might be his aide.
So, let me see if I have this straight. His aide is betraying him to Degas' party within, however the Narn regime works out. Look, it's opaque to me, but so he needs her implicated. Disappeared.
But what? I have found is that there appears to be some sort of dealings there where there might be some illicit material being brought onto the station. And then, was it the next day or the next couple of days you were saying, Worcester?
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. And it looks like she'll be present.
All right. Rather than do this ourselves, we're not the happiest people with Babylon 5 security. I say that we go have a very private discussion with Mr. Welsh. Though we've clashed in the past, the gentleman is just doing his job and is fundamentally professional about it.
Yes, I think that might be the best. But I think at the same time, we don't want this to get out because it is going to come back as a backlash to the ambassador. So we want to keep him friendly with us. So if we can have it that he came to us and has asked us to help it be dealt quietly, he doesn't want this to keep going on, but at the same time, he believes that it's been set up to cause embarrassment, and that he will maybe be more favorable to situations on the station. I don't know. I think we would have to figure out how to word this, and that might possibly be above Sir Welch's head.
Agreed. Look, give me 5 minutes to think things over. So Worcester, for this I'd like to... Would diplomat be the appropriate skill to nut out, to the best of my understanding, the sensitive and political approach to the situation, the best way to do it?
What is your goal?
We want to get her caught dealing, right, so that we can get her out of the picture, but at the same time we don't want
to embarrass the Narn ambassador.
Narn ambassador, but at the same time we don't want to be picked up with doing anything dodgy. So if we can actually go and say, like, this is a situation, we have overheard these and we do feel bad about what we've done in the past, and we actually think you deserve to know about this, okay? And this is the information, and what we might do is we might actually let the deal go ahead and then bring security in at the last minute there, maybe.
Well, it's definitely a challenge, but yeah, I suppose at this point it would be the best way to deal with this. What skill would it fall under? That is a good question. What does our audience think? What sort of skills should be used? Vote now and win a prize. Surprise! There is no prizes. It's a free channel. Just kidding. There's no prizes. We don't have the money yet. Oh, any opinions in the chat?
I'll give Chad a minute so I can have some chicken salad. Oh, it's been sitting here, but I've been too busy providing entertainment for you.
It's already gone by.
I'm wasting away. I'm like a martyr.
Eat the breen.
What's the skills? Hold on, let me bring up my character sheet now.
The question is, what sort of skill should be used to determine what is an appropriate way to get this mysterious KD out of the picture without embarrassing the Narn regime?
Could be a diplomat role.
Could be deception. Well, I suppose it's all poison. Yes. Trade-wise, it all depends on what sort of tactics do you go with. Do you want to involve the officials? Do you want to involve someone else? Do you want to do it yourselves, or?
No, I think we want to involve the officials. The last thing we want to do is to be implicated in the more nonsense on Babylon 5, because they're not going to let us out this time. They're not going to let us out.
Yeah, and this is why.
No.
Poisoned Linguine.
I
don't
don't
need
think
to
it's
poison
poison
it at this
Linguine. We
point.
can just drop it on top of her.
No, now it is poisoned breen. Mm.
Well, definitely, if she's doing some sort of illicit deal down in the cargo hold, as your information suggests, if you can gather evidence of that, you can turn it over to the officials.
Hmm.
That's a good purpose to have in life. Blinky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stealth, deception, anonymous to the ship police. Yeah. Anonymous tip to the police, not ship. What am I reading?
I'm just trying to think. How can we do this?
I'm banking. I'm saying diplomacy is the way to go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you could always forge something.
We could. Sorry.
You could always forge something. Forge evidence.
Basket weave.
Basket. Yeah. Operate heavy vehicle.
Basket weaving is always the answer.
Mm-hmm.
It is the ultimate skill in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about persuade between the two of us? We approach Mr. Welch and say, look, we have a situation on our hands, but it is very delicate. But given that you are, part of a station security and always been level and professional, we feel we should bring it to your attention. Just straight up. It may be difficult because he has relatively little reason to trust us, but you know.
It's one of the situations is it's come to our attention that some illicit material is going to be brought onto the station there, and tomorrow, by the sounds of it. The reason why we found out, I'll be honest, the reason why we found out was we were kind of investigating into what had happened on our ship ourselves, and we've come across it there. And we're kind of in a pickle because
it's politically delicate.
Yeah,
It's good to know.
it's because it looks like a certain it's the aide to the ambassador. It looks like she is trading in illicit material without the ambassador knowing.
Is this what you're going to go with?
Yeah, let's go with it. We need to keep the wheels spinning on the narrative.
Right, well.
Look, yeah, keep it fucking rolling forward.
But it makes more sense with what's happened there.
Okay.
Why we've got the information there.
Landis, you lead this because they trust you more than they trust me, because I'm a skeevy ship's captain, whereas you, my man, are related to the ambassador and potentially high up in the. You have contacts high up in the Centauri government.
Yeah, I've got
You take-
admirals on my call card. Yeah.
Champion.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll it persuade or diplomacy or whatever. Whatever.
I'll do persuade.
Yeah.
Or try and do a persuade, I should say.
Would you like?
believe it.
Would Wesley like to assist in any way?
Yeah, if I do a persuade as well, can I
Sure.
help?
You should have rolled that before, but yeah.
So I'm rolling a 6 there myself.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. As it goes, Welsh is not taking the bait. He's like, unfortunately, unless you have proof, there's nothing I can do about it.
Can we?
Or if all you have is just speculation and guesswork, she has ambassadorial immunity to her station. Nothing I can do. And
is it possible for you to send someone to monitor the situation? Delegate someone, even if only briefly. If there was video evidence of some kind, would that be actionable from your point of view? No.
I have to say that I can't get involved into this. So.
Right. Okay. Okay. So going to the authorities is not working. Clearly, we need to do something else. Get some illicit stunners and kidnap her.
I think what we're going to have to do is kind of monitor it, okay? And monitor the meeting, record it ourselves, have something like a stunner, right? When she gets by herself, or even if we record the meetings and present that information to Jakar himself, right? He's got the evidence to then take to actually then be justified doing what he needs to do.
Right. That sounds like a plan. But I was going to say, I probably have a plan for next session. I need to go quite soon.
Let's go to the meeting. We still have a few minutes. Why leave it into a planning stage when we can leave it in the execution stage?
Leave it in the exciting. Okay, excellent.
Yes, yes, the exciting stage.
The exciting stage. Every stage is the exciting stage on this stream. I'll roll deception. Don't worry.
So you make your way to get yourself some hiding spots well before the arranged meeting and the cargo holding question. And you set yourselves in hiding places appropriate to your stealth skills.
We are legally allowed to carry stunners, are we not, for personal defense?
Yes, stunners would be allowed on board.
Streetwise to get my hands on some stunners.
Yes, definitely. You can also roll streetwise to get your hands on some guns.
I probably just want stunners. I don't want to be stopped with anything illegal. Our social know someone who can grease.
Yeah,
palm?
you can use social point.
Money, dear boy.
After all, a man in your stature would require self-protection. Yes, definitely. You get your hands on some quality stuff.
And also some discreet recording equipment.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it for something that I'm not actually gonna use it for. Yes, I'd like some very discreet recording equipment.
It's is it for those candid camera shots?
Well, you see, I have a luxury yacht, and need I elaborate? Of course, sir. Of course.
Say no more, sir. Say no more, sir. We have our finest selection here.
Exactly.
Yes,
Distract him with one thing.
Would you like cameras to go with it? Huh? Some here are the microphones. These ones.
Oh yes,
excellent
some directional mics.
Excellent for cloth sounds, and these are specialized for speech, and these are for the more high-pitched noises made by humanoids.
Oh, perfect. Would you accept? Would you accept cash rather than I don't want this on my my ship's bank statement. You know. Yeah.
Naturally. The collection you're looking for goes for measly 7,500 credits.
Oh, of course, it's nothing to me. Take it out of the ship's operating fund. Suitcase full of cash. Just that nice classy atmosphere. Yeah.
Take what you need. Yes. As you prepare your items, you set them around the cargo bay, wiring them up, waiting for the bait to arrive. Just indeed, as you wait, 2 Narn crews meet. One is a female, the others are males. The female seems familiar, for it is indeed the ambassadorial aide, Cortas. And here we end the session.
To be continued.
Yes, to be continued. I've been holding this in, but I totally see Wesley as a character who has never tasted Swedish meatballs in his life, because that is just too common for him. So he has no idea that breen tastes exactly like Swedish meatballs.
My goodness. How charming but quaint, yet exotic. Alright. And you normally serve them on little sticks, you say? Charming. An unusual custom. And could you say sprinkle some caviar on them? Maybe gold dust to give it a little metallic tang.
Yes. Just like Plinky says, every race has their own version of Swedish meatballs. However, it does not mean every member of that race has tasted Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Because at a certain level, you do not touch the food of the peasants. Anyway, thanks guys for being here. It was a pleasure having all of you during our first podcast.
Yep.
Hopefully you enjoyed the high class, highbrow humor we here provide for your entertainment. And perhaps we will meet again next week for when we get to the 5th base. And with these words,
cheers, guys.
Cheers.
till next time.